Adele wastes no time. He pivots back around, is now sitting backward near a tail, evidently willing to risk falling off. At least he's brave, you think. Adele draws back his bow and flies. The arrow flies true, sinks into the demon's chest. One demon mouth opens wide in anguish, while the other face grits his teeth. The shaft of the arrow sticks for only a moment before it falls off. The front half of the arrow gone, the acid, you think. You remember how the Babao demons you met earlier were likewise coated with oozing blood acid. With expert speed, Adele notches another back and fires again, the arrow sinking into the hip of the beast. Third shot is a miss, which is no surprise. The demon is rapidly falling out of range thanks to your speed. How did it feel to have your previous enemy's anus rubbing upon your hindquarters, you say? As Agra, her voice amused, and his scrotum lying upon you, even as his wife straddles you, her own nether regions rubbing. I do not wish to analyze this, you interrupt the gurgling. Piria leans over to your neck. You can see from your side eye that she's smiling. That was fucking ridiculous. What is this paragraph with the rubbing scrotums and fucking nether regions? Fucking hell, morale increases too. You're so very swift, cries Piria, squeezing her legs around your flanks. You do a joyous knee as you push on. Arrows shoot up from below, probably from goblins or other such fiends, but the shots are poorly timed thanks to your swiftness, and you leave the arrow behind. The two-headed demon, now decisively outpaced, you focus on keeping your speed while maintaining a smooth ride. You know from your own recent experience how hard it can be to stay aboard a flying beast. By the way, I just wanted to say that this is like a rare thing, but I don't think we will be able to kill Kriya. I was just thinking that, reason being that this game doesn't really allow you to take revenge all that much. Very rarely do you get to take revenge. We never got to kill Azazel as Anuxius. We probably got fucked up by this and that. I don't remember too much. I mean, I guess the first game was still you know, allowing you to kill people like the dragon and whatnot, but this one is just that the game doesn't really allow you. It feels like it's far more restricted than the first game, and because of that, I don't think we will be able to kill anyone, really. I'm not going to be able to kill Milios. I will not be able to kill the goat demon. I don't know anyone that I have hated in this game. So unfortunately, I have realized this now, and I will have to live with this realization that we will not be able to kill anyone, and we'll just have to live with it, I suppose. You see the light of Aletheia shining near the castle wall, says Piria, near your keen ear. Although night has completely fallen, the light cast by the largely burning city allows you to easily see the great castle in the distance. You nod your head and snort. Please take us there, says Piria. We will have protection, and the Duke's men will be pleased to see a Pegasus. The near snort, you change course towards the castle with a winged monster sprinkled over the night city, although luckily none happen to be very near. Below and ahead, you spot a troop of goblins working with several giants to construct what appears to be a very large trebuchet or catapult that is pointed at the castle. You spot another such weapon being built 100 meters away from the first. Goblins do not get enough credit for the engineering, says Agra. That is true, that is true. When we reach the castle, you must transform me back so that I can warn them, you say. If it pleases you, she says. Naturally, you do not believe she will leave you in this form. You've learned by now that holding another shape takes power. Just then the two-headed demon appears out of thin air directly ahead. It ghostly in appearance, only white and grey, partially transparent. It reminds you of the banshee you saw in the ethereal plane. You dive. The two-headed demon materializes fully as it dives after you, speeding to intercept. A good use of short-range teleportation, says Agra. In a flash, you remember how the Babao demons you fought before teleported the same ways. It's unfortunate that this larger, more horrid creature, more horrid version shares this ability. If you're with your superior speed, it looks like you've missed this abomination. If you can get out of the range of that whip, you'll escape again. That progresses 1. The two-headed demon lashes at you with his whip. The whip is longer than it appears, and it has magical properties. Nevertheless, it does not quite reach you. Rather, it cracks a few meters short. Pain rips through you as your left wing hisses with a burning acid flung from the side end of the whip tail. You're losing attitude quickly. Flap harder, but the acid continues to eat away at your wing. With what flight control you have remaining, you soar towards the closest roof. You muster all your strength to slow down. You strike the roof hard, yet your strong legs take much of the brunt of it as your hooves shatter tiles. The impact knocks you onto your side. You're rolling and slides down the pitch. Your hooves unable to get purchased to rest you. Body vibrates and there's a ringing noise. The next thing you know, you have arms, legs again, and you grab the gutter just as you slide off. The moment you hang over the street for a moment before your legs skills kick in, swing your legs up and clamber back up onto the roof, scratching your bare legs and scrotum in the process. Above, Pyria is crying out as she staggers to her feet, her hands pressed against her naked bandaged legs. Adele stands a few meters away, also recovering his footing. He has long bloody scrape across his bare flanks, probably from the tiles. Landing naked on a chipped tiled roof is less than ideal, although sadly this is not your time. With gritted teeth, Adele notches an arrow. The two-headed demon is above, its whip hanging down. The heads are watching you as it circles like a bird of prey, looking for an opening to strike, you think. I think they're actually toying with us, says Egra. Time to transform again, Egra, you say. No, I shall reserve father power for when we need it, says Egra. We need it now, you shout aloud. For now, we have climbed up to the apex of the pitched roof and are standing beside the others. Pyria is second in air while clutching her bandaged leg, grimacing. Adele stands close by, his bow ready. Take a moment to see what you can do on your own, hero, says Egra. Why is your father stingy with power? Does he not care what befalls his daughter? Father values resourcefulness, says Egra, and magic can attract scrutiny. You want to argue, but you can feel Egra's stubbornness. This range is long, the angle is poor, says Adele. His voice almost as whisper, as though saying it to himself. Why can't I fucking read sometimes? Fast movement catches your attention. About a quarter of a mile down, you spot a small humanoid creature crawling swiftly across a roof and leap to another. Oh, of course, it's an Ironova, I'm guessing. It's only a glimpse before the figure is moving very fast. Soon out of building, behind tall buildings, there is no time to focus on anything but escape. Quickly, you work out a path to the street below. There are a roof nearby, one of the few meters lower. Another house beside that one, that is lower still. From there, it is not such a far drop to the street. It is not a far drop for you. Pyria would probably be unable to even walk after making the drop. Still, it's about the only shot you see for escape. Follow me, you say. That monster can't fly in the narrow street. You drop down onto the next roof. Pyria doesn't hesitate. She screams as she lands, clutching her legs. Instinctively, you snatch her hand, leave her rolling down the street. Come on, Woody, you shout up to the elf, but he's not listening, and you can see why. The demon is diving straight down at him. Adele takes his shot. With amazing reflex, the two-headed demon veers sharply, and the arrow misses the melted human-like face. The melted face screams something foul as the Babua face laughs. While Adele, having just fired, the two-headed demon certainly has an opening, but doesn't take it. Rather, it cuts off the dive and swoops up. The Lord of Kriuzaz wants its soul. Babua face calls, clicking his long fangs together inside his massive maw. We eat it, shout the melted human face. Still clutching Pyria's hand, you lead her along the next rooftop towards the next one. Hurry, Adalom, shouts Pyria, waving at her husband to follow. He shakes her head. I will cover your retreat. No, shouts Pyria. No, echoes the melted head, mocking as the beast swoops down. Adele draws back his arrow and fires again. The demon dodges the arrow, although it was near miss. Both heads laugh. The amazing seed, Adele notches another arrow, draws and fires without so much as taking a moment to aim. Both must have been surprised because this arrow finds its mark, piercing into his chest. The Babao head shouts something as the monster veers towards Adele. The elf stands firm, notching another arrow. You turn away to focus on your escape. Within a moment, you're at the edge of the roof, staring down at the next drop. Adalom, shouts Pyria. From behind, there's a scream of pain and terror, followed by gurgling and scratching, which might be claws scrambling against tile. Without a moment to lose, you yank Pyria down off the ledge. The air whistles by your ears as you fall for a long second before you both strike the next roof and roll, entangled in one another's limb. Adalom, says Pyria again, her teeth clenched now with pain from the fall or anguish for her husband. Hurry, you hiss as you pull her to her feet. On the other side of the roof is a ruin below that should allow you both to finally make it down into the narrow alley without breaking your legs. In the distance, your banner flapping in the wind, and the glimmer of terror in a glow that reminds you of the white fire your holy sword sometimes cast. The knights and the soldier line the top of the wall around the castle. One part of the wall is smashed. Men piles shattered stone into the breach. If you can just make it to the wall, you think. A roof beneath you shakes as the two-headed demon lands ahead of you, cutting off your route. Hissing, steam drips as blood like acid drips onto the tile. The stomach of the monster bulges and rides with something alive inside. His whipping is coiled in one claw, as its other is clutching Adele's longbow, looking like a short bow against this large monster. The melted man head smiles, but the Babao head with the massive mouth of fangs speaks first. Its feeble magic was not enough to escape. We bring it to the king of Kree. Put it in belly, screams the melted face, his long tongue whipping out hungrily at the acidic drool flows down his gleaming chin. I think it is you, says Egra, in case you were wondering. What is it? Oh, put it in the belly. Okay, it's talking about. I was thinking it's about talking about the. I was talking about the bow, but yeah, I'm amazed that actually that guy was dead. I guess he was a stoic individual. I guess he wasn't very fun, because of which why his wife would cheat. But he was a very stoic individual, which is why he gave up his life. Anyway. You were not wondering, instead you were wondering about the drop of the roof on this side. It was still a long way down. You could probably make the landing, not break an ankle, but you doubt Pyria is as skilled as landing at you are. So the street on this side, although narrow, is still too wide. The demon could easily swoop down after you. Maybe Featherfall, who knows if it work on both you and Pyria. How about you get her to jump? Besides that, demon would probably snatch you in the air. Babao head cranes his neck over the edge where you have been looking. Then he regards you again with his pitiful eyes. Death does not save it. If it slays itself, you trap the soul all the same. Does it know of the pits of pain in Kryuzaz? Kryuzaz, you remember that name from your tour of the underground. I don't imagine that that's one of the pleasure palaces I've heard tale of, you say. The melted face stares at you dumbly. The Baowan shows his teeth. The monster throws the longbow and a quiver to you. Catch them both deftly with each hand. Both smudges, blood smudges on the handle, and both items appear unharmed by acid. We will give it one shot, the Babao head says. No, shouts the other head. It has magic. Get it in belly. One shot, repeats Babao, ignoring his companion, and then it shall join the elf. He points to their writhing stomach. Natch 2. What does that mean? Natch 2? I'm guessing he's talking about the girl? I don't know. Says the other head. No, there is not room for all three, says Babao head. We shall give it mercy and eat only its eyes and tongues. And breastes. Exclaimed the melted face, slipping his tongue out. Pyria covers his nakedness and covers behind you. The Babao head snarls at the other. No, it will die too swiftly. You get its ears. Again with the ears, laughs Egra. And the other head seems to accept this compromise and regard you with large hungry eyes. That one gets in the belly. Really appear to be stuffed already, you say, taking a step back, nodding at the squirming stomach. The Babao opens his mouth wide, possibly wide like a snake, dislocating his jaw to swallow a rat, then shuts it. I believe you without demonstration, you mutter. Egra chortles within you. You eat it now, shouts the melted face. Hopefully the Babao head is in charge. It seems so since the demon does not advance. However, you doubt either head is particularly patient. Perhaps now you might reconsider calling upon your father aid, you say. My champion has no abilities in his own my champion has no confidence in all abilities. I might, says Egra. Well, do I even have abilities? I mean, what can I even do? I can fucking jump off roofs and climb places. Several options come to you. Of course, you could take the shot. Both heads may underestimate your skills with the bow. You're at a nice range. You could try to make a bargain with them. You doubt they would be receptive, but maybe you can delay this showdown. Another option would be to transform into something that could fight him better, such as a dragon. Finally, you could use an illusion as a distraction and try to close in with your sword. I think I'm gonna go with an illusion. I mean, I could transform into a dragon, but I mean, who knows if a dragon would be a good option, considering the dragon did not seem like a good option last time. That's why Pegasus was probably the right option. So I think I'm gonna go with an illusion again and try and close in with my sword. I don't know how much the sword would do, but now 13 favor. Yeah, let's do an illusion. Two options of distracting illusions could come to you. What do you do? What do you do an illusion of? I think I'm gonna go to an illusion of Goldtriad, because Galmagus, they probably wouldn't respond to him. They'll probably like, yeah, he sent us, why would he be here? So I'm gonna go with Goldtriad. Favor decreases 3, morale increases 3. You remember the Gold Dragon villain. It seems rather fitting to use his memory to aid in smiting his slave of Galmagus. Fighting this slave of Galmagus. Egra seems to agree, because you feel her powers readily push up from deep inside you. You target a plume of smoke rising from a burning building about 1 meters away. The Babao head hisses at you as though swiftly running out of patience. "Gods," shouts Priya, her eyes wide. "We are saved," you shout and point your bow towards the approaching dragon. Neither head takes the bait until a moment later you have the dragon let out a terrific roar. Now they look, and upon beholding Goltrid in his imposing glory, Goat Demon's faces shout in dismay. You charge, sling your bow and draw your sword. Your blade blazes with light. The melted face turns back to you and his eyes widen in what you hope is fear. With great strength, the demon launches straight up, flap its wings. You leap up too, swing your blade, slashing their claw foot and splitting. Just claw foot? I thought that would at least get his gut or some shit. Come on. Droplets of bloody demon acid rain on you, making you whelp in pain as you leap back. The demon rises up another meter or so and turns towards where your illusion had been coming from, but the illusion is gone. But as the pain of the acid burning you broke your link to the magic. That makes no sense because I'm not the sorcerer who casted the magic. It was Agra, so this makes literally no sense that with me being in pain or not concentrating, the illusion would be gone.